anyhow the default by default will get recorded, the Zoom thing. Okay, so this is the after yoga and before yoga. Okay, the effect, all we need to do is we need to find out, are there any improvement, are there any difference when it comes to the yoga. Okay, after doing the yoga, are there any improvement, right? So what the yoga guru, right, he says that the meditation increases concentration. That's what he says, right? To test this hypothesis, you get 12 volunteers and get them to complete a puzzle and measure the time taken for completing the puzzle. The next day you put them through a 30-minute meditation routine and have them complete another puzzle of similar difficulty. The time taken for completion is measured again. You won't test 5% significance level if the time taken is shorter after meditation. So the data for this, right, before yoga, what is their right concentration thing, and after yoga, what is their concentration, right? Time taken. Yeah, this is the time taken for them to complete the some puzzle. Okay, so after before yoga, this is what their concentration. After yoga, the concentration is something like this. So after minus before, right? So we could see something like this, right? This is what we are getting it. So what is the next step that we do here? What is the formula for this? You remember the d bar divided by standard error of d bar, right? So that is what the t statistic formula. Right, so you need to find out find out the sum of the total thing. Okay, what is the total hours taken, and the same thing I'm going to put it here. Minus 78, right? So what is the mean? So we need to find out the average, because we need to find out this one also, right? Roughly 70.17, and this one is minus 6.5. Okay, good. So mean of the differences, right, before and after, this is my mean, right? Mean, this is my total, sorry. So the mean difference between after and before yoga, right? Yeah.
Satya, one question is, right?
Yeah.
So we need to consider the difference between before and after, or after and before?
After and before. You remember in the PowerPoint when I trained you on the paired test, right? See, yeah, there what I did, I put before here, after here, but when I subtracted from here to there, right? So here logically I put it in the correct order. Okay, so technically we should, if you put it like this, it will be good.
Okay,
right, fine, yeah. So this is the mean of the differences, right? This is what called as a d bar, minus 6.5, right? This is what is called as your d bar. So you just think, it's a d bar. Okay, and here let me do one thing. So this is d bar. Okay, and the t test statistic formula is t is equivalent to we can insert the formulas here, right? And the old version of that one I'm comfortable. Anyhow, so you just think, right, this is the d bar. It's not a d. Okay, the d bar divided by the standard error of d bar. D bar. Okay, so this is nothing but the d bar. The differences, right? Mean differences. This is what your test statistic. T statistic for the paired sample test, right? Paired sample t test. For this is the test statistic. What is, we know the d bar. So the d bar is 6.5. Simply I'll just refer this one and divided by standard error of d bar. Standard deviation. First we need to find out the deviation. Standard deviation of the difference is 15.1. Here it comes around right? So the standard error is, one second, here it comes around 6.5, right? Divided by the standard error comes around 15.1. One second, standard deviation is equal to, so this value, or you remember, right? I'll just show you that one, okay? The formula for the standard error deviation equal to 15.1, and standard error of the d bar is equivalent to standard deviation divided by square root of n, right? So in this case, standard deviation is 15.1, and standard 15.1 divided by square root of n. What is the number of samples here? 12, right? So all put together you will get something like you will get 4.37. okay, this is the value you will get it. So anyhow, I will enable the solution, okay, probably after this session, okay. You can see that, okay, how I got all these things, right? The workings you can see. Already explained you in my previous session when I covered this one, right? Paired t-test, how to compute the standard deviation of the differences, right? That is the one. And standard deviation of, yeah, right? So this is the one is for the standard error, and then simply you need to plug in the value now. So now you need to 6 minus 6.5 divided by this 4.37, that's all. So you get minus 1.487, and you need to use the degrees of freedom. What is the degrees of freedom? 12 minus 1,
11.
which is going to be my 11, right? And we know the alpha, it is a two-tailed test, right? So alpha is 0.05 divided by 2, which is nothing but 0.025, right? Yeah, so there could be an increase in the concentration level after attending the yoga program, or it could be less than that also, right? Hence we need to conduct two-tailed test here, right? So in this case, what we are going to do is we are going to see what is my t test statistic value is minus 1. For plugging in this value, right, I'm getting minus 1.487, right? So and next step is we need to do a lookup here. So the lookup table is here, okay, and this is the one, the lookup table, okay. So 11 is the degrees of freedom, and 0.025, right? 0.025, 2.20, yeah, 200, right? So 2.200, yeah, 2.200. This is the critical value, 2.200. So this is my thing. So what is my test statistic value? Is that falling in the rejection region? If it is a left tail test, minus 2.2, right? If it is going to be a right tail test, 2.201. So 2.201. So minus 1.48 is my test statistic value. So can someone tell me, can we reject the null hypothesis?
No.
Why?
Because minus 1.48 is less than the 2.20, right?
Yeah, correct.
If it is a right tail, then we cannot reject it.
T is not, this one, less than the 2.2, right?
Yes.
Right, so it is not less than, and also the one plus 1.48 is, so or minus 1.48 is not greater than 2.2. It is, see, if it has to fall in the rejection region area, it should be more than this one, right? 2.2. If it was 2.23, probably, right, it can fall in the rejection region area, right? So hence we fail to reject the null hypothesis. That means, there is no difference before and after yoga program. The concentration, there is no improvement in the concentration. That is what we conclude. Anyhow, don't worry with this table, right? I have another file which is a PDF file, okay. All the workings are there. Whatever I put it in detail, it will be there. You can take a look at that one.
Can you save this Excel and send it to us so that it will be more accurate?
Excel, yeah, I already sent it to you, right? The data set. Okay, this one, right? Yeah, this one, I'll send you this one. Fine, sure, no problem. workings. Fine, this also will use it. And next one is assignment 4, antibiotic rifampicin. Yeah, for this I put the data in the second sheet. This is the control subject, and this one, right, are the treated groups, right? So here, what kind of test do we have to do it? Is this a two-tail, in two independent sample t-test or paired t-test?
Independent.
Yeah. So here we have two groups, right? How many people were there? How many cases? How many customers? How many patients are there?
15.
15, and even in the case of treated, 15. All right. So treated and control subjects, right? We have almost 15 people are there, and here the treated people, they have given the rifampicin, and the control subjects, right? They did not give any medicine. Instead, they gave placebo, right? And also, right now we need to find out, are there any difference in means, right, between these two things. So what we need to do is first find out, we call this as, right, how many number of samples are there? N2. I call this one as N2. N2 is equal to 15, or you can say N1 also, and I call this a X2 bar, the control subjects. If you take the average, how much you will get? If I take the average, 0.6326, right? 0.63, or let's say if I round it, 0.633. And what is the standard deviation of this one? Standard deviation it will not give. Okay, anyhow I will just check it here, and is equal to STDEV.
Sample, right? Not okay, standard deviation.
Yeah.
Samples, right? Not STD or standard deviation.
For this one, standard deviation.
Okay.
Yeah, it's correct only, right? S2. For this sample, what is the mean and what is the standard deviation? S2 is the, so I call it S2. The mean I call it X2 and X2 bar, and this is the sample, second sample, okay? And if I find out the variation, right? So the standard deviation squared. So in this case, the formula will be slightly different. If you square this one on the right side, you need to square this one, okay? Fine. So this is the one. I'll tell you why we need to square. This is the variance. If I square the standard deviation, we'll get variance. Please remember this. This is very important. N1 is also the same. Sample size is same. X1 bar. I call the X1 bar is equivalent to how much we get here? 0.9313. 0.931. I'll take only this one. And what is the standard deviation? Standard deviation is equivalent to if I take the standard deviation of this, what value am I getting it? Yeah, 0.202. So now if I have to get the variance, what should I do? I'll tell you why I should take the variance, okay? Simply you can square this one. 0.04088. So what is the null hypothesis here? What is the null hypothesis? There is no difference between, there is no main difference between these two, right? So can I say my null hypothesis, H sub 0, right? So mu1 minus mu2 is equivalent to 0. So there is no effect, right? There is no effect. The alternative hypothesis, H sub A colon mu1 is not equal to
mu2.
Correct, right? That's all. So this is a two-tail test, right? So two-tail test. In this case, what we did, we need to find out the pooled standard deviation. You remember the pooled standard deviation, right? So pooled standard deviation for this,
x2 minus x1 divided by s.
yeah, so s1 squared, right? So what you will get is, I don't remember this formula, right? So till this I will leave it with you. Okay, what you do is I will save this one, I will share it with you. Okay, and you plug in these values into the formula. Okay, and then you let me know the answer for this. Okay, you know the formula, right? You have access to my website, study material, everything is there. You just go through on it and then you let me know.
Yeah.
Because it will take some time, right? We need to plug in the formula manually. It will take some time. So what you do is, you can start use it, or else what we do is we can use the R software also. You can use R software or Python also. Anyhow, at this moment you try with manually. Okay, sheet 1 and sheet 2. I will share you the scripts also. I think it is available in Fantasy 200 in my guitar. I will recheck it once again. I will just if it is not there, I'll upload it. It should be there. Okay, fine. So this one you can try it out, right? The next one is assignment 5. Assignment 5, you don't try it out. This is a day, right? This is different problem altogether. Assignment 5, and this is the what interval value does she go, right? So this is the confidence interval, right? She selects 5 minutes interval and counts the number of arrivals. Assume the number of arrivals is normal. Using the data, the confidence, you need to estimate the confidence interval, right? You need to estimate the mean value for all 5-minute intervals. Simply, you take the average. You know very well CAE, the formula for CAE, right? The x bar plus or minus margin of error. So here, what is the sample size? Here the sample size is less than 30. Hence, you need to use T table to do a lookup. Okay, so you need to do a T table to do a lookup, and in order to get the critical value. So the degrees of freedom 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 9, right? So you need 9, and alpha is equal to 0.025. You need to do a lookup there and get the critical value, right? On critical value, and with that you multiply with sigma divided by square root of n to get the margin of error. To find out the lower control limit and upper control limit, right? Minus, you need to subtract for for the lower control limit, and upper control you need to add it, right? So this is very simple one. Sixth one and fifth one you can leave it, because this is hypothesis testing for variance. Okay, I did not cover that one. I will leave it as it is. And only 4, assignment 3 I'm done with it here. Assignment 4, you can try it out. Anyhow, I will enable the solution here. Okay, I'll upload the file here. Okay, and assignment 2 we will do it later. Okay, assignment 2, what we will do is, let me do one thing. I'll just quickly, we have, let me see, where is the assignment 2? Assignment 2 is here, right? Confidence interval. Yeah, assignment 2. Yeah, assignments 1 of 6. This we already did it, right? So the next one, you can try it out. This is also the interval thing. Now you tell me what is the answer for this. Write the null and alternative and identify type 1 and type 2 errors in the following scenario. An innocent person is sent to jail. A manager sees some evidence that stealing is occurring but lacks enough evidence to conclude the theft and decides not to fire the employee. I think I discussed about this one also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, or you okay, no problem. You just tell me the answer for this. What is the answer here? What is the null hypothesis? Yeah.
He is an innocent person, right?
Okay, very good. Yeah.
So alternate hypothesis is not not equal to innocent person. We
The
just
person is guilty.
guilty. Yeah.
Guilty, right? Yeah.
So the manager is guilty.
Type-on error will be like he is a guilty person, rejecting the true null hypothesis, right?
Yes. Rejecting the true null hypothesis is called your type-on error, right? An innocent person is sent to jail.
Yes.
The actual outcome was the person, right, actually is innocent, but he was sent to jail,
Yeah.
right? So here the error, right? This is the error because the null hypothesis is actually true, right? The null hypothesis is actually true. The actually is an innocent person, right? It is null hypothesis actually true, but we rejected it,
Fail to reject the false error.
right? But they accepted alternative hypothesis. That's the problem.
Yes.
Right? And the next one is manager sees some evidence that stealing is occurring but lacks enough evidence. Right? So let's say your manager is very adamant. He says, okay, whatever you have seen is okay, or you just conduct the test and tell me. Your test, based on your test outcome only, I will decide.
The stealing is that a null hypothesis.
Yeah. No. False null hypothesis.
Yeah.
Tell me what is the null hypothesis? Tell me what is the null hypothesis?
Null hypothesis, like he theft the. Yeah.
Is that correct? False null hypothesis. Type 2 error. We are talking about type 2 error. You remember?
So false null hypothesis.
See, type 1 error, we rejected the true null hypothesis. In type 2 error, we need to reject the null hypothesis, false null hypothesis. We need to reject the false null hypothesis. So my null hypothesis here is the employee is not stealing, right? But you need to reject this one. This is a false null hypothesis, isn't it? Because you have seen it. Somebody is stealing in your shop, right? Your employee is stealing. As a manager, you have seen it. Since you are failed to reject the null hypothesis, that means the employee is not stealing. You are concluding that the employee is not stealing. Though you have seen her stealing, since you failed to reject the false null hypothesis, you made a type 2 error. Because the manager does not have enough evidence to conclude the theft, right? Because of which he could not fire the employee. Because of lack of evidence, right? If the p-value is less than alpha, you have the sufficient evidence to reject the null hypothesis. Since your p-value is greater than alpha, you fail to reject the null hypothesis, but your null hypothesis is the false null hypothesis. Actually, you have seen somebody stealing, but your null hypothesis is not stealing. That is what she is claiming, right? I did not steal. And you need to prove, yes, she was stealing, right? So this is the thing. You need to, it will be a bit tricky, but, please remember. Anyhow, don't worry, I will put it in a PDF, everything, and I'll share it to you, okay? I don't want to miss out anything. This is the one, central limit theorem. We will see it later, okay, how to apply central limit theorem formula and all. Only thing is, I want you to work on this one, okay? You just take my formula and see it, how to, get a correct answer for this. Fine, we will jump into Python. Any of this guy has joined. 1 second. Yesterday some people were missing. I will have to repeat the same thing little bit. Please bear with me. Okay, so what is Python and why Python, right? Why we need to learn Python? We discussed about the history of Python. Okay, so what we will do is, as part of Python, first part of the Python will cover all these things. Okay, the setup already we discussed, how to download. In general, most of the enterprises, they use Anaconda distribution to install Python. Okay, and in addition to that, they'll be using the GUI like this one, the PyCharm. Okay, user community, right? You can also download now itself. Okay, if you want, you can download PyCharm Community Edition. It is a freeware. Community Edition is a freeware, but it takes some time to open this one. I don't want to open it now because I don't want to clog my system. Okay, fine. So the PyCharm Community Edition, you can side by side. Now you can download it. Okay, go to the website, do googling. Okay, download PyCharm Community Edition. Okay, so we will take a look at what is Python. In Python, everything is object, and we'll understand what is data structure, basics of the data structure, and the comparison operators, and the Python statements, and also we'll take a look at the control structures and looping, and also I will cover you the methods and functions. What is the difference between method and function? Can someone tell me what is the difference between method and function? Any idea?
Function may return some values, but method might not, kind of.
Function need?
It may return some values.
Okay.
Methods you cannot pass parameters.
Parameters.
Okay. Right. Okay, pandas, object-oriented programming, errors and exception handling, all these things will cover it as part of part 1, and part 2 will take a look at the data analysis. We have some real-time case study. Couple of case studies I lined up for this new batch. We will perform extensive data analysis using pandas and the data visualization related packages like matplotlib and SNS as the Seaborn packages. Okay, so Python is very powerful and a simple general purpose programming language. It has been around for close to the 25 to 30 years. In between 1985 to 1990, the Guido van Rossum, he is the gentleman. He developed this as a hobby project. This is what I discussed yesterday. The popularity of the Python is keep growing because it is an open source software and it is very easy to learn compared to you take any other programming language. Okay, compared to other languages, it is very easy to learn, and also you can develop the range of applications starting from web application development to implementing the complex machine learning, deep learning, and even the computer vision related algorithms. For beginners, Sudeep, for you, okay, for beginners, the Python code is easy to read and easy to learn, and it takes absolutely no skill to learn Python. Okay, that is the beauty of Python. Okay, Python is interpreted. That is what we discussed yesterday. Interpreted Python, right? What is interpreted? Python is processed at runtime by the interpreter. During the runtime, it processes it. Okay, and you don't have to compile your program like how we do it in C and Java programming. Okay, it is similar to Perl and PHP. I don't know how many of you worked with Perl and PHP. I worked with Perl extensively in the past. Okay, some scheduling related jobs, right? Some jobs we had to schedule it. To develop those jobs, I have used Perl in the past. Okay, and right, so Python is also interactive. What do you mean by interactive? You can actually sit at a Python prompt and interact with the interpreter directly to write your programs. The advantage of interactive programming is you can troubleshoot in case of any bug surfaces, right? You can troubleshoot it then and there. And also Python is portable. You can ship your Python script to any operating system without making any changes to the code. It can run across various operating systems, be it Mac or Linux or Solaris, Unix, or any operating system. It can run. That is the reason why we call that as a portable, and also it is extensible, and also it is batteries included. What is batteries included? A lot of packages are included here. Okay, that is the beauty of Python, and it has a lot of frameworks are available like TensorFlow, right? Various other frameworks are available, and so these are the libraries we are going to look at it. NumPy stands for numerical Python. SciPy stands for scientific Python. If you want to perform any scientific calculation, we use SciPy Python. SciPy package, and pandas is meant for performing slicing, dicing, and Seaborn, matplotlib. Plotly and ggplot is also, we can use it in this session, in this batch, okay, for visualization, including bokeh, plotly, ggplot, bokeh, and these packages also we can see, how we can plot the charts. The charts, you can plot it, you can generate production quality images or charts using Seaborn, even bokeh. Bokeh is very good package, okay. And again, it depends on the customer. Some customer, they say, bokeh is not required, plotly, because in the case of plotly, you have to write many lines of code. For example, if you want to specify the scale for your x-axis and y-axis, you need to write separately. You need to remember the syntax. So many things are there. But when it comes to ggplot, it's very easy to remember. Only 4 or 5 components are there. If you remember it, that is more than sufficient. But traditionally, most of them, they are using Seaborn. With Seaborn itself, we can generate production quality thing, and a lot of other packages are also available. So we will take a look at this one also, and we have something called stats models. This package is helpful in terms of performing the statistical test, like hypothesis test, ANOVA test, right? We can do it with stats models package, and this stats models has the methods or functions that are relevant to the statistical test, okay, like t-test and all, right? And TensorFlow, yesterday I discussed, this is the one was developed by Google, and beautiful soup, we can use it to perform, or we can do some kind of we can grab the data from other websites. And NLTK is NLTK stands for Natural Language Toolkit. Using NLTK, we can do text pre-processing, right? A lot of text pre-processing we can do it, and also we can do sentiment analysis and all, okay. And also we have something OpenCV. OpenCV is meant for this one, the computer vision, right? If you want to do some kind of image processing, it is very much handy, okay. This is very much helpful. Object segmentation, everything, okay. This is very much helpful. And many companies, they use Python. Google, YouTube, Mozilla, even Instagram, even NASA, they are using Python, okay. And this is just a tip of the iceberg, okay. And a lot of other companies, or a lot of companies now, they started using Python because of because it is a multi-purpose programming language. And when it comes to AI space, a lot of packages are available to implement deep learning, NLP, all those things are possible, okay. The possibilities are endless with Python. That is what I'm trying to say. You can develop web applications, all these things you can do it. And also Raspberry Pi, right? Raspberry Pi, that is the one can be used as the brain for the robot in order to perform various actions or to react to the environment, okay. So the coding on a Raspberry Pi can be performed using Python, okay. And web scraping, I said, right? If you need to grab data from a website, but the site does not have an API to expose the data, you can use Python to scrape the data. So in that case, even for game development, right? So there are a lot of packages are available, even for a game, right? You have something called Pygame module, and GUI development, tkinter or PyQt. For chatbot, we'll cover chatbot also at the later point in time. So there we can use tkinter or PyQt to develop some kind of GUI kind of thing, right? So there the user can start asking questions with the bot. What is chatbot? Bot, it's not a chat, typical chat. If you go to any website, the chat will be there, right? So the other end of from the customer side, or from the, let's say you want to go to some website, you want to buy some item, the chat window will be there. As soon as you log in there, from the seller side, one lady will be there, or some guy will be there, agent. They will be responding to you based on the questions you raise it, right? So now chatbot replaces the physical agent. It doesn't require the physical agent. it can understand your whatever you type it, right? It can understand your language, the typed language, and it can process your queries, and then it will give you the appropriate answer. It basically replaces the physical agent. Okay. So nowadays the chatbot is the trending one, and most of the interviews they'll expect you to be good at chatbot also, and video bot also gaining a lot of momentum, already gained a lot of momentum. Okay, game development, right? Pygame, all the things are available, and this is what we discussed: Panda, Condo, and Pip utility, using which you can install any new packages. Supposing you wanted to upgrade your existing Python itself, right? You can use Condo update Python, but anyhow we are not going to do this one. Even in our laptop we don't have to do it. I tried this one, it took a lot of time, and it finally, right, it threw a lot of error. Best thing, you can uninstall it, download the latest version of the Python, install it instead of updating or upgrading from 2.5 to 3 version. Better you download the latest version, install it. Okay, but still what commands are available, if you are aware of it, it will be good. And these are the IDs are available, gamut of IDs, like Jupyter Notebook. This is the one is used for by the data scientist and data analyst, because it is very interactive. Okay, and Spider, when you install Anaconda, Spider gets installed, and PyCharm user community is available, right? It is based on the Java Swing, but PyCharm is also very good one, the IDE, very interesting to work with this. And also it provides the code completion facility. Even Jupyter Notebook also gives the code completion facility. For example, you don't know the syntax of the entire command. Okay, just type the the name. For example, in pandas, right, you have something called concat, but you don't know the syntax of the concat. pd.concat con and press tab, it automatically display the it prints the command. The entire result world will get printed. Okay, so the code completion facility is available in Jupyter Notebook, Spider, PyCharm. That is the reason why we are all using IDE, right? So otherwise we can use Notepad, but Notepad you cannot get the code completion facility if you don't know the syntax, right? It is not much helpful. And we have something called PyDev, right? It works on Eclipse and IPEP and PyQt, right? Canopy from Even Thought, and Anaconda Spider from Continuum Analytics. These are the IDs are available. What we will do is we'll cover Jupyter Notebook. We'll spend most of the time using Jupyter Notebook. Second, Spider also I show you, and then PyCharm we will use it, because PyCharm is also widely used by many of the developers, especially those develop the ETL jobs, right? They are using PyCharm, and web development, everything, right? For that they'll be using PyCharm. The next one is indentation. Before we start understanding the programming part of the Python, the first thing you need to understanding is the indentation part. Okay, because it is a very fundamental thing. Okay, in Python it is required for indicating what block of a code a statement belongs to. Okay, for example, this is my if condition, or look at this one, this is my if condition, right? This is my code block, this is my code. This code block belongs to if statement, and this code block belongs to else, right? So in the case of Python, what he says is you have to use colon, right? So followed by the colon, whatever you type it, right, that is the code block for this specific if condition. Okay, similarly here also the same thing. So you need to use colon. So other programming languages we use curly braces, right? So if condition is true, curly braces, right, or execute these sequence of statements. If the condition is true, execute these set of statements which are there inside this parenthesis, the curly braces, and similarly else. But what he says is in Python you have to use the colon to understand which code block belongs to which one. Okay, so this one belongs to if, and this one belong to else. This you need to remember it. So here you need to see if either you can give tab, okay, you need to give tab, or you can do 4 spaces, okay, 1 2 space bar, right, 4 times you can press it, okay. For example, this is my if control structure. X equal to 25, assigned a value 25 to a variable x, and if 25 is greater than 25, print this one. Obviously it is not greater than 25, else the control will come here. If x is less than 25, print this one, else this one. Here also the condition fails, the control will obviously will come here. So these two, if else, nested if else, right, here we have if else, and but this else has to be typed in line with this one, if, okay, it has to be typed in line with this one, and you are not supposed to leave any tab here, right, please note this one, okay. You need to type this else in line with this if, and if you have the nested if else as part of your else, right, you need to type it like this instead of using the if else once again, right. So again look here, so if this else is, we type the else in line with this one, right, the alignment should be correct, and similarly this else supposed to be in line with this one. So I gave you this example here. See, in this case I have given 2 tab, instead of giving 1 tab I gave 2 tab. So this else is not aligned with this if, right. Ideally I should have typed the else part should have started here, right, E should have typed it here and it should have ended here. Since I gave 2 tab here, I press 2 tab, and when I execute it is throwing an error. Unindented does not match any outer indentation level. The reason why I used to start indentation at the beginning of the Python training is, most of them they do this mistake. If you write 50 lines of code, 100 lines of code, and because of this, right, you will land up getting more errors. While you write the code, if you take care of this one side by side, you don't have to run into that kind of issues, okay. That is the reason why I am saying. So this else supposed to be here, or else what you can do is you can use elif. Elif is nothing but else if. The elif is short for else if, right. With elif you can use many blocks as needed, okay. That is that you can do. Instead of using if, right, you can use elif here, elif. So elif and condition, and else will come here in that case, right, else will come here, you can print it here.
Go back to that previous slide. How about the intersection of the print less than 25? Will it work? It has some 3 tab kind of.
This one, right?
Yeah, second, no, the print less than 25 in the second error. The first one is fine.
This condition, right? Print less than 25, right?
So it has more intent. Will it work, or is it fine after having more intent for the if class?
Yeah, ideally, right, here also we are not supposed to give more tab here, okay. Only 2 tab is allowed here, okay. But anyhow, in this case you have given tab, the colon here, right, followed by the colon you can give it. Ideally you need to write it like this. You are not supposed to give multiple tabs. Here I have given 3 tabs. Here also there is an issue, right. You are not supposed to give 3 tab. You are supposed to give only 2 tab here, right. Otherwise what will happen is, it will go and find out the matching outer if condition. The interpreter will think, for example, take this one, right. The interpreter will think there is a matching if is there for the else, okay. So this else is not belonging to this if. So there is another if is available. It will go and check there and it will throw an error. The same thing is applicable here also, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So look here, right? So that's what I was talking about elif. In the case of, instead of using one more if else, right? If you combine this into a single thing, the else will come here itself.
This is called a nested if, right?
Yeah, nested if condition. Because we have multiple if, right? Multiple if. And comments. We discussed yesterday. If you use a single hash.
One more question, Satya. So for that statement that you are printing, right, what is the difference between the single quotes and double quotes? So when can we give the double quote for that some kind of text printing, right? For example, print single quotes free. You mentioned right in the second thing.
Mhm.
Or first thing the logging on. So what is the difference between giving single quote and double quote?
There is no difference. Only difference is when you start with single quote, you need to make sure that you're ending with single quote. If you
Python
start with double quote, you should make sure you're ending with double quote.
Okay.
is Python version also to be considered, because yesterday you said like after 3.5 they made like double quotes and brackets needs to be compulsory.
Not double quotes, bracket. Yeah. So
Brackets.
you need to specify the parenthesis. Yeah, you need to specify the parenthesis.
Bala, I don't think that will be using that older version. Once it's moved to 3, right, we don't need to worry about those things.
Yeah, anyhow, we are not going to use 2 point, but let's say you are part of a pre-sales call, right? And if the customer says we want to migrate from 2.x to 3, right? Then you need to, then you will be telling them, then you will be knowing, right? There is significant effort involved in terms of making a lot of changes to the code, right?
So in this case, they are right. If some, for example, there is a project which is being developed using Python and with version 2.5 kind of it, but they are upgrading to 3, right? So wherever they use double quotes or without using brackets, right? Is there any feasibility or utility that will be provided by Python to convert those things into the latest version, or we have to do it manually?
Manually, we have to do it.
Okay.
Manually, you have to do it. That's what I told yesterday, right? So, and there are packages. They change the rename the package also,
Okay.
right? Even the case of machine learning, right? Package name also they renamed it. So you need to make changes to the code. So that is the headache with version 2 to version 3. If you have to do some kind of migration, it involves significant effort in terms of making changes to the code. It doesn't support, it doesn't have the backward compatibility. Okay, that is the problem with this. Okay,
Okay.
but I did not say double quote and all, right? I was talking about the parenthesis only, parenthesis and packages. Double quote you can use it, that is not a problem.
Okay.
Fine. So single line comment you can use hash. Okay, you can prefix the sentence or the line with hash, so that the interpreter, when it comes to read this line, when it finds the hash, it will simply ignore this one. It will not execute this line. It will skip this line. And then followed by this, if you have any other statements, it will execute that one. Right? It will simply skip this line. If you have a single line comment, hash. If you have multi-line comment, you need to specify it with 3 quotes. You can use 3 single quote. When you use 3 single quote, you need to end with 3 single quote. When you use 3 double quote, you need to end with 3 double quote. That's all. Right? So this is how. See here, I have multi-line, right? More than one line is there. So multi-line comment, you cannot use hash. If you have to use hash, you need to prefix each and every line by hash. Supposing you are specifying 20 lines comment, say 20 sentences are there, or 20 lines are there, comments, 20 hashes you need to put. You don't have to do this. You simply start with 3 quotes, end with 3 quotes. That's all. See, look here, what happens here, multi-line comment, I put it here, 3 quotes, and ended with 3 quotes, and followed by this, I put this statement, x equal to 55 print x. Okay, here syntax problem, okay, parenthesis should be there. Okay, because I've been training people from version 2.5, okay, parenthesis, okay. Here, what happens is when the interpreter, while executing it, it will read this line. Whenever it encounters the 3 quotes, it will look for another 3 quote, right? I start 3 quote and it will look for the ending 3 quote. So it will simply skip these lines and then it will execute the subsequent lines, because here it did not find any quotes, hence it will execute this one. Okay. So next one is a line continuation. So what is the line continuation? Sometimes, right, a single line of your code may get extended to the next line. See, in this case, fine, right? So let's say you don't have space, right? Let's say you have complex business logic. 1.5 plus 3.13.2 plus 15 into something plus something else, and finally you are hitting here. because of space problem, it will get wrapped to this second line. But when you execute this one, the Python interpreter will think, right, this, it will think these two lines is separate line, independent line. These two lines are independent of one another. Actually, it is a single line command, right? Because of lack of space here, we typed it here. Ideally, the interpreter should consider these two lines as single line command. But how the interpreter will get to know, right? So for that, what you need to do is you need to use the backslash. Supposing if your code get extended to the second line, you need to, ideally we want to 50 into 2, right? So here the 2, because of lack of space, let us assume that there is no space here, right? So you put this one, and so if you put backslash, that means the interpreter will understand, okay, the continuation is there in the second line also, and then it will come and read it, and then it will consider the entire thing as a single line, and then it will execute it, so that you can avoid error. Okay, line continuation, how you need to deal with this one. Okay, try to keep this also in your mind. Next, we'll try to understand the comparison logical operators. It is a very common thing it is like the comparison and logical operators are more or less like other programming languages. If you want to compare something, right? For example, x equal to 2, right? Double equal sign. And single equal sign is for conditional check, right? If you want to compare the two values, comparison operator, double equal sign, not equals the bang, hash equals, this is bang, right? Bang equal, and not equals also you can use this one. Either you can use this or you can use this one. And greater than, less than, and greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. I hope you are familiar with those things, right? Next one is the logical operator, the Boolean data type. In the case of Boolean data type, right, we'll be using and or not. So here we type directly and, right? So or not. Okay, they call logical and operator or operator not operator. So for example, a equal to 40, b equal to 20, a and b is true, right? A or b, a and b, and a or b. If any one of them is true, it will return true. Okay, not a and b. Not is the negating the true. Supposing this one returns true, okay. Not true is it will return false. It returns false. That is what it says. And in and not in. So when we use the set, we have something called set data structure is there. So to
Array, right?
For example, what is it?
Kind of array.
It is a kind of array, yeah. Okay. So what we do is we check, existence check, whether this member is available in the set, whether this member is not available in the set. So in and not in will be using it. Okay, these are called membership operators. Anyhow, we will work on these operators. Don't worry. Okay, but only difference is, for example, if you want to perform something like square or something, right? Power. You want to power the value, so usually we use caret in other languages, and even including C and Java also, right? We use caret to square the value, 10 to the power 2. We use it like this, and yeah, here it is not working like that. Okay, see, it is giving some value. So 10 double star, you need to give 10 star something like that. 10 star 2. So this is nothing but 10 to the power 2, not caret. Okay, you're not supposed to use caret. So if you want to square it, you need to do it this way. Okay, and model A, you can do percentage 2.
Single percentage.
Yeah. Model A is 2, right? So let's say if I give 11, it has to give 1. Right, yeah, single percentage. Yeah, so other things are same as the normal programming languages operators. Okay, Only thing is the power. If you want to take the power or square the value, you need to use double star. That's all. And now let us take a look at the data types. Uh, like other languages, here also we have number data type. In the number data type, we have something like int and float. Integer and float data types are available. You know very well, integer is a whole number, and float is the decimal number. It has some decimal in it, right? It will have a decimal in it. And apart from this, we have something called complex number. We have a data type called complex number. So what is complex number? Complex number is nothing but it involves both the real and imaginary value in it. Okay, it has both real and imaginary value. For example, just give me a second. I'll go to restroom and come back. Sorry, I am back. So we have something called complex numbers. Complex numbers involves both the real as well as the imaginary part. I'll just show you here. Okay, for example, yes, a variable called x equal to 10 plus the imaginary part is start with I. Okay, I. So let's say 2I and x. I don't remember x or j. It should be j here. Okay, in other language it is 10 plus 2j. The imaginary part is j here. Okay, so this is the real part and this is the imaginary part, and the variable x is a complex data type. How do I check the data type? We have a function called type x. This is my complex data type, right? The x is a complex data type, and we'll define another variable. Let's say I have something called 2 plus 8j, right? I'm going to perform some arithmetic operation, x plus y. Let us see what happens. See, here also the 2 is the real value and 8 is the imaginary part. So have you guys ever come across like this, the complex data type in the past? So
No.
10 plus 2 is 12. Real and real part will get added, and imaginary part and imaginary part will get added. 12 plus 10j. Okay. And supposing you want to convert the complex data type into integer data type, let us see what happens. Or let's say y. Cannot convert complex to int. You cannot convert the complex to int, right? So that is, you cannot do type conversion with this one. But what happens here is when you add anything, or let's say x into y, when you multiply, when you perform any addition, the real and real will get added or multiplied, and imaginary and imaginary will get multiplied. So in this case, what happens? So x into y. Let me do one thing. Something happened here. X and y, right? 12.8 j x into y. 4 plus.
Yeah, I have a doubt here. It is kind of in maths also we use imaginary number, right? The same thing we are using here.
Yes.
Then that value should be root minus 1, right? I equal to I will be root minus 1. That is like that is the value for it.
Oh, okay. You're talking about real analytics subject, right?
Yeah.
Real analytics. Okay. But I never used a complex data type in real time scenario. Okay.
We don't use it mostly. That's why I
Yeah. So, but anyhow, for you to understand, right, what are the data types that are available, somebody is asking you what is complex data type. See, nowadays, irrespective of the level, when you go for an interview,
Yeah.
sometimes what happens is the online test is there, right? So
Okay.
they might ask these kind of questions, right? You should not get stuck. But if you ask me in depth, I don't know. Okay, where we are using complex data type, I don't know. When I
Okay.
did lot of research, right, I did not get any concrete or any promising case study around this one. Okay, but anyhow, understand what is a complex data type. Okay, it involves real. It has both real and complex part, and when you add these two things, 10 plus 2, it gets added, and 2 plus 8. But when you do multiplication, what is happening here? 4 plus 84. Any idea? Because you are talking about real analytics, right?
Yeah.
What is happening here?
Maybe
I,
Why? Okay. So it is 10 plus 4.
maybe they are multiplying everything and converting into real and imaginary value.
But only the real and real should get multiplied, right? How come? Maybe, yeah. So probably I will see, I'll check and come back to you on this multiplication part, okay? But the addition part is very clear. But at this moment, you just think about, there is something
when
called.
multiply imaginary numbers, it will become sometimes negative value. So that's why I asked actually.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Because imaginary number has value. For
Mm-hmm.
example, I equal to square root of minus 1. That is the value.
I is equal to?
Square root of minus 1.
Oh, okay, okay. Square root of minus 1, huh?
Minus 1.
Okay. Okay, so here instead of I they are using j, right? So what you are saying
Yes.
is minus 2. Here minus 2, minus 8.
Square root of
Square root of minus 1.
Sorry, yeah, square root of minus 1, right?
Minus 1 is also 1, right? Minus plus or minus 1 it will come.
Oh, okay, okay,
no,
okay.
no, it won't, Satish.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
No, no, square root of 1 is 1, right?
Square root of 1 is 1, but it won't be minus 1 is, that's why they put as imaginary by value.
Okay.
Yeah, so minus 1, it is not plus 1, it is a minus 1, right? Square root of minus 1.
Square root of minus 1.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, what you're saying is correct. Square root of minus 1 will give some value, and
Yes.
that value will get, multiplied with
When
this one. And
multiply square root of minus 1 into square root of minus 1, that time it will give you the minus 1 value.
oh, okay, okay.
So that is how it will be getting multiplied.
Oh, yes, square root of minus 1 and square root of minus 1, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay.
It will become I square, so value become minus 1.
Mm-hmm. Fine. So you just try this one, okay? But we
Yeah,
have something called complex data type. But anyhow, thanks for this information, okay?
yeah, sure.
Right? So we'll just take a look. That's what I was wondering. Multiplication. Something popped up suddenly. The multiplication thing. For good. One way it is good, right? So the square root of minus 1 is nothing but I, right? When you multiply this one, so minus 1 into minus 1, it will become 1 squared, right? Okay. But still, you are getting 84j. Anyhow, you just give it a try and let me know. Okay, good. So one way is good.
That's good.
Yeah, we have some. Okay, next one is strings data type. You see here, we don't have character data type. We have something called string data type. String is the one commonly used in other programming language like Java and C, C++. str, string function is used. Right, so string functions. So now let us take one example. S is equivalent to Ashok. Print yes, Ashok. Very simple one, right? And here, if I wanted to access the first letter alone from the string, how can I do that? Indexing. We need to do the indexing. Like in Java and C, right? The index values starts from 0. You know, right? So in this case, the 0th position of the array, in the array, the 0th index position A is there. This is 0 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? For example, if I specify 0, A, right? So if I give 0 the first letter, for example, if you want to access O here, S of 0, 1, 2, 3.
How to get the
Oh.
position of the particular character?
Position of, okay, getting the position, right?
Yeah.
Index value, you're talking about index value, how to get the index
Yeah, out
value.
of index value, at the first occurrence, right?
Uh-huh.
Then or index of the first occurrence. For example, if you have some madam MADAM, right, I just need to check the first occurrence of A.
Substring.
Yeah, that we will see it. Okay, we'll go
Okay.
one by one. Okay, let's say, okay, that, oh, you're asking that one, right? Okay, fine. So, okay, let us say we wanted to select the first 3 letters. How do I do that?
0,
Range of values.
0,
0,
colon
1,
2,
2,
colon
3
2.
here. You need to use 3 here, right?
Okay.
Here, when it comes to range, when you select the range of values or letters, okay, the rule is you need to start with the first letter because we want to start from the first, right? And up to this, excluding this one, right? So 0 to 2, excluding this one, 0 to 2. Actually 3 minus 1, n minus 1. See, the syntax is something like this. When it comes to range, s of start colon end minus 1. Start from 0. Here the starting value is 0 I give. You can give whatever you wanted. Start value colon, start from this value to this value up to this value. Start from this and up to this value excluding this one. Right? So that means 0, 1, 2, 3, right, up to this, but excluding the last one. So ash. Let us see what happens. ASH, right? Ash. And also, what will, supposing you want to take the values from S to K, how do I do that? 1.
1 to 5.
You don't have to give 5, colon, if you give n, right, it will print till the end. Starting value, you mention it as 1. The index value is 1 and followed by the colon, you did not specify. That means till the end. Starting from the index value 1 to till the end, printed. Similarly, if I give something like colon, right, I did not specify anything before colon. So, and if I give 3, what will happen? Same thing, right?
ASS will print it.
Yeah. So that means if you don't specify anything before colon, it will start from the beginning. If you don't specify anything after the colon, it will print till the end. Right? Please remember this. And the next one is, I'm going to use something like 0 colon, let's say 4. Okay. 2. So what is the output here? What is happening here?
Skipping, so it's kind of
Yes.
skipping word.
This is starting and starting,
Iteration?
end, start, end, colon, this step size. Step size is nothing but skip. Start from A, okay, and then jump to the second one, H, and then 0, 1. Here 0 colon 4, right? It will select all the values 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, ASHO. It will have only ASHO in it, right? But here within this selected letters, if it jumps to second position, A to H, right? A and H, and when it jump, in order to jump to the second position, it doesn't have any other value here, right? So, for example, if you use colon 0 colon 4, Sudeep, are you getting it? You are a fresher. ASHO, right? Because we are selecting from starting to till 4 but excluding 4. ASHO, K is not there. And on top, if you want to jump from the first position to second position and again second position, see, first position is this one, from here it will jump to the second position H, and again it has to jump to the second position, but we don't have second position here, right? Hence it returns only AH only. This is nothing but increment or jump, right? Jump value. Or if you specify 1, what will happen? If I specify 1,
will print 4 words.
ASHO, right? Everything it will print. Right, everything it will. Okay, suppose I put -1, what will happen?
From left side, from right side it will print.
Yeah, so -1, it will start, look at from the left side, sorry, right side, right to left. The K, if I specify -1, what will happen? Oh, nothing is coming here, right? Why nothing is coming here? Let's say if I specify -2. Okay, sorry, not this one. One second. We will start with -1. Well, let's go step by step. -1. So -1. If I specify 1 here, it will start from here. Yes, right? And -1, what will happen? It will start from when you come from right to left. So this is the one is in the -1 position. Okay, and here if I specify -2, it will give the second position, right? -1, this is the -2. -2 is 0 here. If you use negative index value, it will come from the rear side, from right to left. -1 is this one, -2 is this one. Okay, and if I specify the range of values, we tried -1. One second. Let's say I don't specify anything here. What happened here? Reversing the string. So in the interview online test, right, they might ask these kind of questions: how to reverse a string, right, reverse a string or something. So you don't have to use for loop or something like that. Okay, you don't have to do that one. Simply you can specify like this, right? Starting from the beginning to till the end, right? You need to print it from the reverse side, right? So ASHOK. To reverse the string, you can use it. And here I used something like this. For example, if I use so let me do one thing. If I use, nothing is coming here, right? So if I use -1, also not coming. So what is happening here? Can someone tell me? Start from 0th position to till the third. ASHO will come, right? Or let me use 5 here. Enter Ashok will come. For example, if I give 0:5, it will give Ashok entire string. If I give 0 to 5, -1, if I give, what will happen? Reverse, right? But if I give okay, let me do one thing, which is nothing but this statement, right? That one, the
previous line number for
the 36, right? This similar to that one.
But in giving empty.
Yeah. 0:5 :-1. But if I don't specify and start from the beginning to till the end, -1, it is a reverse string. But if I use 0:5, it gives me nothing.
Yeah.
What is the reason for this?
Because you are reading the value from left to right but printing the value from right to left. That is what it is giving some empty code.
But if I give as 0:5, for example, this is similar to this one, right? ::.
You are not mentioning any reading value, right? It's how to read the value, it is not mentioning anything.
Correct, right? We are
But
here
you are saying that read the value from left to right but printing the value from right to left and not.
Yes, right? That is the reason why we are not. So you hope you understood the difference between these two, right? These two. Let me just move this up here. Because of which, right, we are reading from left to right, but when we try to jump from right to left, it is throwing an error. It cannot, right? That is the issue.
Can you give -1 to 5, then -1, will
yeah,
it work?
that is -1
To 5,
5
colon -1.
So from the rear side to 5 beginning, no, right?
Or yeah.
-1,
Remove the 5 and just print.
yeah, it will give, right? So Ashok,
So we are not mentioning anything,
reverse,
right?
right?
It starts from right to left and printing right to left.
Yes,
Okay.
right to left, right? We started from right, and from the right to left we are reading it, right? Here we did not specify anything, so right to till the left end and -1, right? So it prints one after another.
Okay, can you provide -1 colon -4 colon -1
-1 colon
colon -4 colon
Ah.
-1?
but here 5, I should give
Yeah.
5 here, right? Yeah, sorry. But here you will not get everything because you are starting with -1, right? -1, starting from -1 is
So it will take less than
Ashok K.
-1. It will
K,
take
right? Yeah, K. OSH, and -5 is
less than
-1,
-4.
right?
It will
Yeah.
take -1 to -4. That's why we are getting.
Yeah, -4. It takes into account -4, hence it gives us only this one,
Yeah.
right? Fine. So now you understood how to. This is called slicing. So we use the square bracket to slice the string data. Okay, now let us take the S of 0. What is S of 0? We know, right? S of 0 is
Yeah.
A. Can I replace this by some B? Is it possible?
Yes.
String object does not support item assignment. So in Python, you cannot modify the string, hence a string is called immutable. Mutable is modifiable,
Okay.
immutable is non-modifiable, right? You cannot modify the value, and similarly you cannot remove the value. Immutable is right protected, kind of right protected. You cannot remove it or you cannot modify the value. Fine. Okay, now let us look at the string formatting. String format, like other languages, how we do, right? The same way we do it here also. For example, I have something called, I'm going to create something called myvar. And print my underscore var plus word.
Satya, one thing here, can you scroll all the way up where you are mentioning S equal to Ashok?
This one, right?
No, scroll all the way.
Scroll on the
Scroll all the way up.
up.
Just
Okay,
click
okay.
up.
Huh.
Where you are mentioning S equal to Ashok, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can it, can you assign S equal to Ashok in single quotes?
Yeah, you can do it that way also. One second, I'll show you. Let's say S1 is equal to Madhu, someone like Madhu. Okay, print S1.
Now S1 of 0.
Yeah, you can do S1 of 0 also.
Right. So even S1 of 0 equal to B, you cannot do it, right? Can you change here?
Oh, okay, you're talking about this one?
Yeah. S1 of equal to Madhu.
No, it's a string data type. So whether you use single quote or double quote, at the end of the day is a string data type. For example, one second, I'll just show you here. Type of
S1.
one second, S1, right? String, and type of S is also string only.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind. String is an immutable data type. We are going to see one more immutable data type, which is called tuple. Okay, tuple or tuple. Different people use different pronunciation. So now you understood, right? So the my var equal to hello, and you can concatenate the word, the letters like this, my word plus word. You can this is called string interpolation. This is called string interpolation. Suppose, let's say I'm using some space here, so that I allow space word. Okay, so here you can concatenate a variable with a string also. This is called string interpolation. String interpolation. Okay, I'll just put the comment here. String. You can type the comment also along with this statement, string interpolation. Okay, and also we have something like format method is available, using which also you can format it. But now f-string, you have something called f-string. F-string is the most widely used popular formatting thing. Okay, but anyhow, I'll show you this one also. This is let's say this is let's say my name is something like that. You need to leave some placeholder using curly braces. Okay, and then followed by this you need to put format. Raj. This one will get injected to this place. Okay, this one will get injected or inserted here, inserted inside this string itself. My name is Raj. You can use format method in order to do that one. And also, let's say we will use more than one thing. For example, you wanted to use 3 string values.
Even we can pass some values to the variable and we can print it down.
Yeah. So we can do it that way also, right? So like in C language and Java, how you do, right? The same way we can do it here also. Format, Raj, Madhu.
These kind of statements can be used in that where bots replies with our name, right? Hello Raj, hello kind of thing.
Formatting, no, there it is different. Okay, we use NLTK and we use some kind of RE regular expression. I was talking about regular expression, right, yesterday. We use regular expression to process the user's queries. Okay, and then it does some kind of tagging also. Right? Tagging is basically to understand the part of speech. Okay, for example, I cannot bear the pain. So I cannot, we'll discuss this later as part of NLP. I cannot bear the pain, right? So I saw a bear crossing the road. So here bear is different, right? It is a noun. This is a verb. So when you use the chatbot and all, right, using regular expression, we take only the important words. More frequently words we will remove it, we'll discard it, and also we'll try to find out the semantics of the sentences, whether the bear in this sentence is a noun or verb. Okay, that is a different thing. This is basically formatting. We use it for generating some report or something like that, or if you wanted to display the values stored in a variable, right, for troubleshooting purpose and all.
Okay.
And also simply, instead of using the hard-coded thing, right, or what we will do, we can use some the A, B, C something. We can assign some value, like you said. We can pass the variables as an argument. A is equivalent to Raj, and B is equivalent to Madhu, and C is equivalent to Sudeep, right? So we can pass the variable also as an argument to this one.
Okay.
And this is the string formatting. And let's say if you have some floating values, floating point values, right? For example, I have price, or let's say sales is equivalent to let's say 100 divided by 66, and what is sales now? So 100 divided by 60, 1.5111, right? So I want to print the result something like this. 1.3f, something like that. Okay, you can directly use format. Here format, I am going to use, let's say, or equal to sales.
Single quote.
Sorry, here I mentioned quote mistakenly. Right, to the sale was, this one will be passed, the variable or has the sales value. Again, I don't want to print the entire value, so formatting followed by the variable specify the colon and 1.3f. So 1.3f is 3 decimal, right? Precision, you can specify the precision. Likewise, you can do it. The next one is format string. So we use the format method to do the formatting, and the other method is f string. We have some f string is very popular one, using which also you can do the formatting. So here, for example, print f. You need to prefix with f. Okay. Hello. My name is something like. Yeah, here I started with this one, right? I need to end with this one. Here I need to end with quote. Empty expression not allowed. Sorry, here, I should mention name, right? Only then it will get substituted. So as I assign the string value to this one, and this one will get injected or passed. The value of this one will be passed as an argument to this one, and this variable is passed as an argument, right? So my name is, so all you need to just prefix with f, that's all.
So another way of formatting the string.
The format, you can use format, dot format.
No, I'm asking, f string is another way of format.
Yeah, this is another way of, this is an alternative to format.
Format, okay.
Right, this is an alternative to that one, okay. And supposing you have something like, name, right? I have something like age. Age is equal to 33 or 34 years. So in that case, what I can do is, my name is Rajesh, and my age is something like, here you give the age, that's all. You can specify multiple. You can specify string with the integer also, float also you can specify. The only thing is, here you need to prefix with f, that's all.
Okay.
Right, this is an alternative to that one. And traditionally we use percentage sign, right? In those days we use percentage s, percentage d. For decimal we use percentage d. To pass the numerical variable value inside the string, we use percentage d, percentage s. For example, that is another way of doing it. That is what we used to do traditionally in the past. So now in version 3 of Python, f string is available, using which you can do string interpolation. Okay. Let's say I am going to pass percentage s here. Dot percentage. This is something here. So I'm going to pass. It shows percentage, right? Oh, okay. Percentage something. Maybe because of double string, double quote. Yeah, it is getting confused, right? I use double quote. Let us see. No, still there is a problem here. Percentage. So here, let me do one thing. I will remove this one. I am going to pause is here. percentage yes here dot. Oh, okay. You need to leave some. So, okay, here dot is not required. I think so. Yeah, because of this confusion. Correct. The dot should not be there. Only in format we have to use dot format. And F string also you don't you have to use dot and all. Okay. Even in the case of percentage yes, right? You don't have to use that one. So this is how we use it in the past, right? We use percentage yes to substitute the values inside the string. This is the one we used traditionally, but nowadays most of them they use F string. F string is much simple one. Okay, and yeah, so this is the one, and also padding option is also available. Yes, so left, center, right. As part of format, you have the padding. You can do left justification, right justification, center justification. Everything you can do it. So we'll see that those things as part of data analysis. When you start do the data analysis, right, with some data set, we will look at in detail about that one. And also, for example, let's create two string variable, hello world, something hello world, and s2 is equivalent to Python programming, something like that. So what I'm going to do is print. I'm going to update this string, updated string. Plus I can say here also Python. See, here it is not required. Okay, anyhow. So you can concatenate the value. So you cannot directly update the value because string data type is immutable one. So what you can do is you can slice the data here. So here hello, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, 1 will the last one will get excluded, right? Start from here up to start from the beginning till this, but excluding this one. Right, so excluding this one is hello and Python word, hello Python word. This is another plus sign. Using plus sign you can concatenate. This is how we do it in almost all the languages. The plus sign is used to concatenate the values. Okay. So okay, the string part is over. Okay, string data type is over. The strings are ordered sequences. You just think that way because we can use indexing and slicing to subset the string, right? You can subset the string, because of which we call sequences are ordered one. The strings are ordered sequences. Strings are ordered sequences. You just remember this. So next, variable assignments. This is what I mentioned here. Variable assignments. Variable assignments we already discussed, but again data type, certain things are pending, right? Strings. Okay, and we have something called boolean. Boolean data type is not there, right? See here, boolean data type. We will see what is boolean data type. Supposing you have something called true or false. Here the first letter is the capital one. True is equivalent to true. It gives you true, right? And say x equal to 10 and y is equal to 10. Let's use some boolean operator. So let's say if I use, we have something called bool function that is available. X equal to y. True. We have a bool function is available. So this one will return true or false. Which one? The bool function or bool method. Okay.
So what will be the output if without a bool?
Yeah, you can give this one also, right? A double equal. Yeah, without that also you are supposed to get true only.
Yeah.
True only. Yeah, but you can use bool function to return some value, right? To check. See, in this case, it is fine if you are using a if control structure, right? And if you want to do some kind of debugging, checking it, right? Whether this one is correct. Sometimes what will happen, instead of giving double equal sign, they mistakenly they give one equal sign, right? So in that case, comparison operator you are supposed to give double equal sign. So just to check, right, what value is returned by this one. And also if you want to compare x equal to y and z is equal to 5, x equal to 5 and z equal to 5. False. Obviously it is false, right? And let us see, I give
When z is 5, right, y it becomes false. X equal to y is true and z equal to also. Okay, you made it.
we are using and, right, in between. So this one should return true and z equal to 5. Yeah, right. Z should also
5,
be,
right? It was 5.
yeah, 1 second. Let me just see here. True and x equal to y and z equal to 5.
That equals to 5. Then y is false.
Let me do one thing. Yeah, let's do one thing. Z is equivalent to 5. It is true only. Because of the parenthesis, also it can get confused. True, right? You need to specify parenthesis. If you specify more than one condition, right? Otherwise, what will happen? It will check y and z.
Z.
Right? Y and z is not same, right?
Yeah.
That is the thing. You need to be cautious on this one. And z equal to 5, right? So the next one is, yeah, let us do one thing. Yeah, z is less than or equal to let's say 5, right? I'm going to say z is less than or equal to 6. Okay, and we can use or operator also, right? So and or let's say greater than or equal to y.
Yeah, this will be false, right?
What value will get it?
False.
You obviously will get, right? So false. Let's say x is less than or equal to, x is 10. Let me give 15 here. X is less than, right, 15, and this one is greater than or equal to 5. So let's say y is equivalent to, let's say 16.
No, false. False only will come.
Yeah, false will come. So instead of writing this way, we can write it this way also, right? X is, how we will write it? 15 and y is less than or equal to 16, right?
Here it will prove.
No, less than or equal to 15, right? Here, yeah, we are supposed to.
If you provide 16, then the result will be true. If you are providing 15, then the result will be get false.
Yeah, false. If I give 15 here, right? Is that the one equivalent to this one?
No. Yeah, it's correct.
Right? So likewise, right, they will do a lot of tricky thing. Okay, this one is similar to this one, right? Instead of writing like this, we write it like this. Likewise, you will get a lot of tricky thing. Though it is a basic thing, right? A basic programming thing. They will expect you to be, very alert, right? So how alert you are. So first thing you need to clear the online test, irrespective of your level. So for bigger organization, right, they'll expect you to be very sharp in programming also, especially analytical thinking. How strong your analytical thinking is, right? That is what they will expect from you. Okay, next what we will do is, so this is what the Boolean operator, and or we can use or, right? Those things we can use it, and true or false. This is the Boolean value. For example, if I give int of, if type conversion, if I use int of true, what will happen? Int of true is 1, int of false is 0 by default. Behind the scene, right? True is 1 and false is 0. Okay, if you convert it as integer also, right, it will, the true is 1 and false is 0. Remember this one. And next we will jump into the container types or collections. List is the fundamental data structure in Python. Even in R it is there, the list. Okay, so how do I define a list? Using the square bracket. Okay, define list, and list is mutable. What is mutable? What is mutable? Modifiable. You can modify. Yeah, you can modify the value, right? How do I define a list? L equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And type of L. We can assign more than one value to a variable. Type L. And let's see what happens. It is a list data type. L is a list data type. And if I want to print the content of L, print L. Your list is something 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Similar to string, right? The way how we slice the string value, right? String data type. The same approach has to be followed here also. L of 0. L of 0 gives you the first value, right? The 0th index pointing to the first value in the array. Okay, the same thing. Let's say L of 0:6, right? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the values. Or let's say 4 if I give 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, and same thing. You can use the same.
But in string, right, we will get only 2, 3, 4. But in list, we are getting 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, 0 to 3, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, only the same as string, right?
No, we are getting 2, 3, 4, 5, right?
Yeah. See, this is 0th position. First position, second position, third position. Fourth is not picking up.
But in string, right, you will not get 4 characters. Can you put some string over here and just check it?
Yeah. Yeah, the same list will create L1. Right? You want me to try it out in okay, you want to just
put
write
some string something,
okay,
like 6 characters, and you put L1 square bracket 0:4. You will get only
Raja. Oh yeah, right. So 0:3, 0, 1, 2.
But
No, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Yeah, but starting from R2 till this one, excluding 4, right? Raja, 4 is coming here. Yeah, 4 value.
1 to 4, okay.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay.
Same array concept only. Okay, fine. Yeah, same thing. And for example, what else we can do with the list? Okay, can I multiply each and every element in a list with a scalar value? What is a scalar value? A single value. Okay, so my list name is L. My list has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to multiply each and every element by 2. Is it possible to do that? Let us see what happens. What is happening here? It is not multiplying, right? Yeah, it is duplicating the values 2 times. Yeah, if I give 3 here, 3 times it will duplicate. It is not performing the typical arithmetic operation. Let me define another list here, L1. Let us see list to list whether I can perform arithmetic operation. Let's say 1, 3, 5, 7, 8, 7, 9, 11, right? So L plus L11, sorry, L plus L1, right? It is concatenating. see L is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and followed by this, the second list gets concatenated. It is doing the concatenation. So what I wanted to check here is, what I want to do is, I want to take each and every element from these two lists and add them together. 2 plus 1 and 3 plus 3 and 4 plus 5 and 5 plus 5. So forget about performing arithmetic operation between both the lists. First of all, how can I multiply each and every element, or add any value with each and every element? How can I do that? I need to fetch each and every value, right? I need to take each and every value, and then I need to do this one. For example, I'm going to use for loop for I in, what is my list name? L, right? So colon, and I need to give tab here. I don't have to give tab here. When you press enter, automatically it will come here, okay? For I. So what I want to do is print
I into 2.
I into 2. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 was right. 2 into 2 becomes 4. 2 into 3 becomes 6. 2 into 4. This is the way we can do it. Supposing I wanted to multiply each and every element by 2 and store it in another list. How can I do that? Let's say I have a list called L3. So I need to initialize the L3 with the blank square bracket. Okay, let's say if I want to check what what is this L3 is all about. A list only, right? This list has no element in it. So how do I check the values in a list? L3 or ln, len function is available. Ln, this gives you the element. So in this case, we have L3, nothing is there, right? So we don't have anything. So I want to copy the values of the list L into L3. What I can do is simply I can, for example, L3 is equal to L. If I give, right, it will get copied. This is called cloning. You can clone the values of L to L3 by simply assigning the values of L to L3. But I don't want to blindly assign it, right? Take each and every element, multiply by 2 and then assign it to L3. How can I do that? Let's take the same thing here.
Instead of front, just put L3 equal to I equal to.
Yeah, so here what I have to do is, we have something called, I did not explain, I did not tell you that on append. Okay, we have something called append, L3.append function, using which you can include new values, right? You can insert a values in a list. So here I into 2, right? So print, or let me do one thing, print L3. Not here. Let me do one thing. Here I am going to do this one.
Actually, for loop.
At the end of the for loop.
Is that correct? Keyboard interrupt. So for I in L, take each and every element, multiply it to and append it to this one, right? Let me do one thing. Oh, okay. I assigned that one, right?
You already assigned L.
Yeah, L3 is equivalent to, again I'm going to make it blank here.
You didn't print it now.
Yeah, print L3. Very slow my system.
Even the print L3 will work with intent. Only thing is, right, whatever that item added with the L3, that will be printed each and every iteration of the for loop.
1 second. Sometimes it hangs. Even interrupt is not working. Yeah, this one will have all these values, right? the multiplied values 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. This one should have that one. That is the one. But tell me one thing. So here I need 3 lines of code to insert the multiplied values into new list L3, right? So for this, first I need to initialize the new list, and then I need to for loop take each and every value and L3 dot append, right? So I need to use this one. 3 lines of code is required here. But we have something called list comprehension. We have something called list comprehension in Python. That is the beauty of functional programming. You don't have to write multiple lines of code. For example, you have something called L4. Let's say I'm going to L4 is equivalent to for I in L and I into 2. Take each and every element of L, right? And this I will hold each and every element of I. And as and when you extract each and every element from a list, multiply it by 2 and assign it to another list called L4. So once it hangs, right, gone. I don't know. So you can also try it out in your Jupyter notebook. If you are working in line with me, right? Or else let me do one thing. I'll open another code editor. Sometimes it will hang on, without any reason. Let me do one thing. So, and also we'll see how to perform CRUD operation. L is not defined. Oh yeah, here you can move this with up arrow. So I moved this list here, and here I'm going to do this one. So done. We are done with this L4. So look here. In one line command itself, right, we can take each and every element from the list and multiply this we are doing some kind of transformation, and then assign it to a new variable called L4. This L4 is a list now. You just check it out. L4. This is called list comprehension. So that is the beauty of functional programming. In the case of functional programming, you don't have to write multiple lines of command. Right, you can achieve it everything in a single line of code at the maximum. Okay, most of the time. See, look here, it got executed. There it was hanging, but here it got executed. The same thing is possible with a single line of code. Here you don't have to initialize a list, new list, and you don't have to fetch each and every element. You don't have to insert one after another. You don't have to use append and all. Okay, fine. So this is called list comprehension. Okay. And then what else? We can perform CRUD operation. What is CRUD operation? Create, read, update and delete. Supposing I want to delete, for example, let's in my L3 newly created list 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 is there, right? I want to remove the 8 del L of L3 of 0, 1, 2, right? It will remove it. So you can remove the values from the list using del command. Okay, and if you print L3, the 8 got removed. Can you see it here, right? 8 got removed. So, and you can delete it. You can append the values. Supposing you want to insert some values, L3 dot append. For example, it's 22 L3. You can append the values, and
So deleting can be done from any location, but only append will be end of the node, end of that list. Am I right?
Yeah. See,
Okay.
and another thing is, suppose you don't know the command, right? If you just type append and press tab, it does the code completion. Okay, and then append is the function, right? Parenthesis and shift and tab. Press shift and tab to get the help here. Sometimes, right, it is not much helpful, the append, right? And see, the shift and tab is not much helpful. There are some cases it is very much helpful. Any syntax reference, if you won't do it, you can, or else what you can do is help. You need to specify this list also. Okay, simply you cannot put append. Append takes exactly one argument. Append. Yeah, so put some value. It gives you the class name, right? The class name, all the things, that's all. Yeah, so in this case it is not much helpful help. So what I was trying to do is insert the new values in a specific place. For example, I have 8, right? So what you can do is append, for example, L3 dot append, I'm going to say 8, okay? And if I print L3, what will happen is it will include 8 at the end, right? So what you can do is you can use sort function, sort of L3. Sort, or okay, L3 dot sort, I think so. Yeah, L3 dot sort, yeah. Look here, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 22, 22, right? It got sorted in ascending order, right? If you want to do it in descending order, press shift tab, shift and tab. Okay, you remember this, shift and tab, you need to press it simultaneously. Shift and tab is not here and here. Okay, if you press it here, you reverse equal to false, descending order, right? Reverse equal to false. If you give reverse equal to false, by default it is reverse equal to false, right? Yeah, you need to reverse equal to true, you need to give reverse equal to true. You want to display it in descending order, 22, 2014, right? Descending order. By default it is ascending order, you need to say. So now you understood, right? Shift and tab, if you give, you can see the options here, reverse equal to false. Oh, okay. So what I do is enable true to display it in ascending order. And also sum of L3, if I want to see the the total value of the elements that are there in a list, I can say it. And list, you can store multiple data types. So L3, right? So L3 need not to be integer. You can have L3 dot append, right? You can use Rajesh, and you can put something 12.34. So float data type and string data type, right? So this is the one, you can do it. Okay, it takes only one value at a time. And the L3 dot append 12.222, something like that. So you can, so list can have heterogeneous data type. You can store heterogeneous data type in a list. Need not to be integer. Okay, it can take any type of data type. You can store any type of data type. Okay, unlike the variables, right? Each and every variable you can specify the specific data type only. If you want to store more than one values, you can use list. List is mutable. Yeah, let me show you L3 of, for example, the 12. 12 is in fourth place, right? 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 3. I want to convert, right? I want to modify the 12 by 222. So you can modify the value, you can delete the value, and you can insert the value using append function. So all the CRUD kind of operations you can perform. You can insert, update, delete. This is updation, right? So I modify the 12 by 22 by assigning the value to this one. So nested list also possible. For example, I have L5. L5 is equivalent to L comma L3. And if I print L5, L5 is a new list, right? So nested list is possible. But when you create a nested list, what will happen? The L is holding 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. L3 is holding this one. It stores these two lists as it is here. Supposing I want to access the first list from the L5 of 0 I need to give. It will give the first. It treats the entire thing as the first index value, okay? And it stores the second list into a second location, the integer 1, right? The index value 1, that is where it stores the entire list here. Now the question is, if I want to select specific value from this one, how can I do that? For example, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, right? You need to use additional thing like this.
Two layers of slicing.
Yeah. Same way you can do it, okay? So for this L1 of this one, and you can select any specific value. So now you learned how to insert the value, modify the value, delete the value from a list, and how to clone a list, how to concatenate a list, and how to perform arithmetic operation, right? If you want to perform any arithmetic operation with a list directly, you cannot use a scalar value. Instead, what you do is one option is you can use for loop, but for loop you need to write 3 to 4 lines of code. Instead, you can use list comprehension. Fine. So then the next assignment for you, simple thing, right? So what you do is now whatever values are there in L, which is not there in L2, L1, right? So what is L1 here? Let me just take L1 here. Kind of, A intersection B. L1 is not there. L1 I created, right? Okay.
L2, L3.
L2, 1 second, sorry. System is hanging.
Maybe created in the previous thing.
Yeah, correct. You're right. You're correct. So L2, okay, it is hanging still. What we will do is we will take, we'll create one, not a problem. So we'll say, L2 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So what you do is you compare these two things, L1 and L2, and find out. Okay, before that, when I say like this, right, I'm having in this L3 I have some duplicate values. How do I remove the duplicate values from a list? How to remove duplicate values from a list? We have a set function, very simple one. Try with the list comprehension. That is an assumption. That is an assignment for you all. Okay. Try with. Look here. We have 22. Okay, L3. What values are there? Yeah, 2 22s are there, right? When I use set function, it removes the duplicate value. Set cannot have duplicate values. That is one of the properties of set. Like list, we have something else called set. Set is also another data structure. You cannot have duplicate values in a set. Even if you have duplicate values in a set, it will remove the duplicate values. Now I pass the L3 list as an argument to set. It removed the duplicate value 22. Right? Actually 22 is a duplicate value. When I use set of L3, I could see only 122. And the next assignment is compare both L1 and L2. Right? Whatever values are there in L1 which is not there in L2, you take that value. Okay? And you take that value and then you multiply by 2 and store it in another list. How do you do that? Try that one. And that is assignment for you.
Okay, compare L1
Simple.
and L2 and take that the value which is not available in the L2 and multiply by 2.
Yeah, so it is not like, it is not A intersection B. It is like, B complement, right? Something like that. See, L1, L2 you compare. What is L1? I'll just show you here. Oh, L, sorry, L. We have L here, right? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and common values you excluded. Okay, and here even if I give 7, comma, it works, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 common, only 1 is there, right? You take the 1. How do you take 1 from here? So anyhow, we have, see, we have set, right? I was talking about set data structure. In the set data structure, you have something called union, intersection and all available. Okay? With that, you can do it. Okay? We have something called union, intersection and something else is there. So let's say, if you put dot here, yeah, you can put dot
Like in
here.
Java, we have minus, right?
Yes, correct, correct. I'm talking about
So
minus
we
one.
want like L1 minus L2 and
Yeah.
then multiply by the value with the 2.
Yeah, so this is L, right? Dot minus, yeah, minus of L will come, minus of L.
In Java, it is minus. I'm not sure in Python.
Python also, right? The set function, as I said, a set is nothing but it's kind of a Venn diagram only, right? So you can do intersection, maybe syntax problem here. Okay, see if you press tab here, it shows you intersection. Yeah, intersection minus is not there. Instead of yeah, difference, right? Difference dot difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, difference dot difference of L.
Yeah, it will give
Sorry,
the
it should be L2, right? I want to use L2 here. See 1. That's all. Difference. 1. It gives you the 1 and multiply with some values and store it somewhere else. But instead of using set, is there any other thing that you can use? Can you use the list comprehension? Try it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, it's already 10:10. Sorry, I took much of your time, right? So what we will do is in the upcoming weekend, we'll continue with the other data structures that are available in Python, and also we'll continue with the control structures and looping methods and functions. Everything will continue in the upcoming weekend. Okay.
Okay.
Any questions so far? Sudeep, what happened? Is it difficult for you? No questions, nothing here. Sudeep and Raja. Fine, your freshers. In case of any doubts, you can let me know. Okay, I will just. By the way, you watch my video and start practice it side by side. Okay, since you don't have any other questions, I'm going to wrap up the session now. Okay, I will share the video as usual. I'll upload it there. Okay, fine, thanks. Bye. So F4